Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Okay, I see your door.
Yeah.
So, what questions do you have?
It's the metal piece. I don't want to use the metal piece. It's big and ugly. I want to make a piece out of wood from the drop that I have.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Yeah, sure. I mean, can you make something? Yeah, sure you can. The only thing I would be concerned with, oh, how unfortunate. I would have mortised that differently. I wouldn't have followed the manufacturer's instructions on that. I would have plunge routed all of that. Okay, so the only thing that I would be mindful of is the thickness of the plates, the plates and air quotes that you're going to create. Because when that door goes to 90, you don't want that to crush against your cased opening frame.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see any trouble with that at all.
Okay, so I make it so it fits inside. It doesn't fit on top, but it goes inside, and then it screws to that spring somehow. Okay, that's what I needed.
Well, what's going to screw to the spring?
The wood piece that I make that fits inside. Because I wouldn't make it to go on the outside of the door that on the outer to go attached to the door itself. I think I need to attach it so it attaches to the spring. So I just need a sliver of wood to go against that.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't figure it out because the metal piece is so big and it's curved. I just don't even understand how it fits on there really well. So.
Yeah, that's going to be cutting. I mean, I can envision, taking a piece of material that's going to be, pretty thin. How are you going to attach it?
I was thinking because it has screw holes where the metal piece screwed into it. So there's somewhere where those screw holes will go in the spring. I haven't analyzed it yet.
Yeah. I would fully investigate that before you did anything else.
Because how does the metal piece screw into this thing? And you said you don't use the back metal pieces, the back metal screws.
It screws to the face of the door in 2 points.
Oh, it actually goes to the face of the door.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It doesn't attach to the mechanism, the horizontal mechanism at all.
I see.
Yeah, I could see, I understand what you want to do. I would be concerned about how you're going to fasten it without really inventing something.
Okay. I
can fathom how you could, maybe a couple of small pieces. Think of key stock. Key stock is metal that's square, like 5/16 by 5/16. Forget that size. A couple of pieces of key stock that you might be able to attach the pieces of wood to. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. I really gotta, you're gonna end up having a hairline there at a minimum. And
right.
What type of wood is that? Is it elm?
Elm,
okay. Is it a single billet?
It's a single slab. It was it was wider than it was thicker than what I had them plane it to. I had them plane it to I think I'm 1 3/4. No, 1.5. I'm 1.5 inch thick. And I had them plane it to the 1.5. But their planer was really rough. And I put a lot of epoxy in this thing. It's been epoxied everywhere. The epoxy work was very big. So, and then sand.
Yeah. How thick is it?
1.5 inch
1.5.
thick.
Yeah.
And then we put in metal U's it's like a metal plate that's a U-shaped thing. We had a metal fabricator make it, and so in the top and the bottom, people use that kind of thing when they make a thick table to make it stable, and the only places we could put it in was the top and the bottom to make it stable, but it runs along both of those to help stabilize it.
Yeah, I've done that before. I've taken, made a custom style and rail door, and it bowed. So we took our plunge router and rerouted into the edge of the door, like 3/4 deep, and then dropped a piece of 3/16 thick, 1.5 inch wide steel on either end, and then capped it back, and it was problem solved.
Yeah.
I've also done it. I did tongue and groove bypass on a quartered red oak, and they cupped because it was bypass. And I took 1x1 angle and just clamped the door down and ran screws into it in the back and the edge, and that worked. So, you know, as I'm looking at your door in elevation, I really don't think it would be awful to just have a couple of pieces of whatever 9-inch by 4-inch and a couple of brad nails. You know, really thin, like, you know, 100,000s, you know, 150,000, something really thin. I think that might look okay. I think putting a piece over it might look better than trying to match that hairline. I think at the end of the day, no one's going to know about it but me and you. You know, no one's going to notice it. So I think that's an idea. I mean, matching that hairline could be, you know, that could be a challenge. As a matter of pure academic interest, what did that slab cost? Because I know what they cost here in Naples.
Yeah, this is a mill that's in a smaller town. I'm in Midlothian, which is actually its own city now. Originally started as a bedroom city for Richmond, Virginia, but it's very substantial now. And then this was in what's called Moseley, which is west of us. And I went to a lot of mills. I went to a bunch in the Northern Virginia area, very pricey, and even one that's just north of Richmond. This kind of slab was going to cost me $750.
Yeah, that's cheap. Oh, that's cheap. That's cheap. Oh, that's $2,000 down here.
Oh, yeah, this costs $450.
Oh my goodness, you're going to need to go to confession. Good for you. So what are you going to do about push plates? And the reason I say that is 10 years from now, you're going to have a wear spot.
I know I am. I also have a very energetic 3-year-old grandson who has just, oh man, he is going to do a number when he starts on the swinging door. But anyway, I love copper, so I am going to do something of copper for the push plate.
Yeah. So what could also be kind of cool too is if you took your plunge router and you got your whatever thickness copper and you kind of mortised it flush. That could be kind of neat, or partially flush. You've come this far, and yeah, that's, you know, what happened. What if your experience is not unlike mine? My last home, I built 3-inch thick stile and rail doors with absolutely made by hand stained glass. I happen to like model trains, and what young boy kind of doesn't. So I had the Union Pacific logo from like the early 20th century duplicated in stained glass. And the problem was the buyers of my home saw that, and when they came on an open house, so I couldn't pull the door out. I should have yanked it before we put it on market because I had to leave that door there. You may want to have an 1 3/8 birch door in the garage that you can
put it
slap in there
with me.
And take your elm log with you.
Yeah. It was not easy putting it in place. I have a person who does contracting to help me do it. And we literally had someone inside the pantry and on this side. So once we put it in place, we had everybody with extension bits those two with extension bits to drill it, so we didn't have to do where you mark it and bring it back out, drill the holes, and put it back in. And was like, no, we're going to put this in place, and it's one and done. Because we had to cut a saw blade off the top before it would go in. We had it that tight. Yeah. It's a tight fit. So.
Yeah. Well, it needs to be. That's the bottom line. I mean, this is carpentry.
Yeah. That's what I wanted. All right. So make a plate over the top of that piece down there. All right.
I experiment as an intellectual thought, as a mental exercise. Consider that. I think it would look lovely. Chamfer the two sides. Keep it thin. Brad nail it, and I really think it's gonna disappear.
Okay.
I really do. My opinion.
Okay. Great. All right. Thank you for your opinion.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much for sharing, and shoot me a picture when it's all said and done. I'd love to see it.
Okay. Well, thanks for all the videos. Between myself and the contract person and my significant human, we watched your videos so much, and we would say, well, Richard said. And so, yeah. All right. Thanks, Richard.
I love what you've done. Thank you very much for allowing me to participate. Bye-bye.
Sure. It's fun. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.